Good morning and welcome to episode 100 of The Daily Light. Thank you for always following me, for tuning in, for sharing these videos. I appreciate it so much because it's really a reflection of my own prayer life and the things that I'm praying through and working through. And I am so grateful that God chose you guys as a companion for me on this journey. So today I want to speak to you about Jesus walking on water, which is one of my favorite Bible verses ever found in Matthew 14, but I want to take a different look at it today. First, let me read it. Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and precede him to the other side of the sea, while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up to the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and they cried out in fear. At once Jesus spoke to them. "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter said to him in reply, "Lord, if it is you, command me to walk to you on the water." He said, "Come." Peter got out of the boat and began to walk on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened and began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" After they got into the boat, the wind died down, and those who were in the boat did him homage, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." So every time that we hear that passage, what sticks out to us is that Peter didn't have enough faith. Peter doubted. Peter looked at the waves. Peter felt the wind and allowed that to scare him, and that's what caused him to sink, and Jesus had to save him. But I want you guys to look at it a different way today. How about the fact that out of everyone on that boat, as scared as they were, Peter was the only one that had the courage to get up and said, "Lord, let me try it too. I want to try." Because, come on, it's really easy to criticize Peter for having a lack of faith, but how about we applaud him for trying something that most of us would be scared to, for trying something that everybody else didn't want to try because they were too scared to give it a shot. Peter had the courage to go out there and do something with his life, to be greater than he was, to overcome the fear that he felt. And so what, he sank. Don't we all? Don't we all? But Jesus still saves him. Let's look at the courage of Peter and the mercy of Jesus, that even if Peter's faith faltered, Jesus was still there to help him. So think about that in your own life today. And whatever it is that you're dealing with, it doesn't matter if you get it right. What matters is that you tried. And never think that God is going to turn his back on you for your lack of faith, or you're not being perfect, because Jesus is still there to save. And that's the good news. These stories, these passages from the Bible should give us reassurance that it's okay to not be perfect, because God is still there to catch us and pick us up when we need it. Have a blessed day.